Hey, my wonderful sweet baby. So today we're going to be doing 10 reasons as to why no one really likes XD Red. So I've explained it before, but a lot of people actually are pretty slow. So the reason that I call her XD Red is because these apps are extremely sensitive and you can't really say a lot of words on here. So I have to be really choice with my words. But anyway, on to reason number one. Reason number one is just that XD Red is extremely ratchet. It's to the point that she's taking it to an extreme level. I feel like for most, it kind of just feels like she comes off a little less ladylike. And it also kind of gives like, who raised you? Because it's okay to be, a little bit hood and a little bit, seasoned with where you came from. But I feel like sometimes she just takes it to a whole nother level. Reason number two is actually that it doesn't really seem like she has the best hygiene. And on top of that, it also seems like she actually glorifies not really having the best hygiene. If anything, on her own actual platform, she's actually said a numerous amount of times, comments on her hygiene. So, after constantly hearing these things, you start to think to yourself, well, maybe her hygiene may actually be bad. Reason number three is that she actually glorifies being a single mom. It seems as if this has become an egregious amount of her character as of late, which is actually going to segue us into our next reason. So reason number four is actually that she actually is glorifying her having many baby daddies. I remember one time I had heard her in an interview stating, free her baby dad. But then in the next instance, it was F her baby dad. It just kind of seems like at this point, she has this obsession with the fact that she's a baby mother, which actually is really crazy because we're in an era now where, as African American women, you're seeing a lot of people that are saying that we should really strive for the ring and we should really strive for having that prior to giving birth to children, because they really went in on Holly Bailey for not having a ring prior to her having her child with DDG. But then you also, on the same hand, see a lot of women glorifying Sexy Red. And she actually stands for this. I've never actually once heard her say anything about being a wife, or even that that's a dream of hers. And I find it to be crazy because a lot of African American women love XC Red. If anything, they find her to be amazing because they feel like she's relatable, which I don't know what that means. I don't carry myself this way, but I digress. So number five was pretty much the fact that, she glorifies as well as bashes her baby fathers publicly. So like I had said previously, she pretty much says in one instance, F her baby dad. Then in the next instance, you hear her saying, free her baby dad. Because I'm guessing that she's allegedly, not cool with the last baby father that she had. But her first baby father, she actually wants him to be free because that's the baby father that she actually loves. Or I don't really know, child. I don't stand this woman and I'm not a fan of hers, but I'm just putting out what, I think is going on here in this ghetto monstrosity. I just want to throw a little another side note in there. You guys know I usually save my thoughts for the end, but let's talk about it. I just feel like when you have children by somebody, regardless of how cool you guys are or regardless of how bad your guys' relationship is, you never really want to go out there and start bashing the person that you've had children with. It honestly is sad and confusing for your child. But I digress. Let's move on to reason number six. So reason number six is that she's a firm believer in cheating. Now, I don't know if her and Chief Keef, were in any kind of relationships prior to meeting, but it does kind of seem like, she's a firm believer of cheating on whom you're in a relationship with. Because I do remember her in an interview actually stating that she had done get back to her baby father. She even briefly mentions this in a lot of her songs as well. So I'm not sure exactly which baby father it is that she decided to do this whole get back thing with, but her whole notion was she was going to prove something to her baby father that if he can go out there and do his big one on her, then she can turn around and do it on him. So it's like she's glorifying the fact that it's okay to not be monogamous. And I'm just like, is that something we really should be glorifying as women when, she's had a lot of issues with her womb in the past? Which brings me to reason number 7. So, reason number 7 is that it seems like she's actually glorifying walking around here with STHs. I think that it's crazy that she's actually glorifying that she had chlamydia. Because, girl, why would you do that? This really didn't have to go past your my chart. It's okay to let everybody know that, to just be safe behind closed doors. Because, okay, it's cool that she's admitting that she's had this, but publicly, there's probably a lot of celebrities that are right there with her. Probably even a lot of women that are right there with her. But my whole thing is, we don't really have to talk about these kinds of things publicly. We can keep some things to imagination. And I understand that some of people are probably going to say, this just makes her so much realer. It would also make her real to just say that, you've got to really protect yourself out here because these guys walk around dirty. That's pretty real without even having to give too much. But I feel like at this point in our lives, we're kind of glorifying the horrific things or the things that really shouldn't leave the group chat. So, reason number 8 is that she's an alleged G member. A lot of the times you see Exy Red, she's actually holding up a big, huge B in her hand. And the B actually stands for, not the ones in the wheelchair, but the other ones. And she's pretty open about this. I feel like that's the main reason that she really pushes the color red. It's not just simply because that's one of her favorite colors. She's trying to show you where she's affiliated. And I just feel like somebody that's, openly public like this with such a huge, impact on children, that's a little much. Which actually leads me to reason number 9. Reason number 9 is that she does actually have a negative impact on children. I feel like literally everything that we've discussed today, and the fact that she's such a glorifier for these things, the fact that she actually pushes this narrative out there and makes it just seem like it's a-okay, while at the same time having this extreme impact on children and just showing kids that everything that she does, this is something that you're supposed to do too. Because I feel like we already know that kids are extremely influential. There were literally kids in a classroom singing her song because it's catchy. And I feel like she even knows the impact that she has on kids, and she steadily continues to push her narrative. It's gotten so much to the extreme that now we even have companies like the WWE who had to watch their ads extremely hard, but now is actually pushing her as a character. It's almost as if now they have her as a reoccurring role on the show, which I find to be interesting because they were trying their hardest to clean their act. But I guess because she is an African American female and this is what they want to push for African American females, it's okay. And last but not least, number 10 is her lip gloss brand. Her lip gloss brand is just once again glorifying everything that she stands for. So as you can see, these are the names of her lip glosses. And this is also what she's pushing as, another narrative. She's pushing these different types of things and trying to make some normalcy in this. So just once again, further showing that this is literally what people are acceptant of, especially when it is for people that are African Americans. So here's my thoughts. Sometimes when I do these videos, I'm actually a fan of some of these people. But when it comes to Exy Red, I am not a fan whatsoever. I'm also not going to be a hater. I do think that she has some extremely catchy songs that'll sometimes have you unknowingly singing along with it. But at the end of the day, the way that she actually moves, her agenda, as well as her push to children, I am not here for it whatsoever. I also don't find her to be relatable because I don't carry myself as a ratchet. I think the only thing that we have in common is that we're both African Americans. And I just want you guys to know that one reason why she does
Allegedly.
carry herself this way is because things did happen to her previously in her life. So she does move fast as an individual. But that's my opinion. What's yours?